is decreasing. Yesterday 40 plus students were there. Today only 38 students. Why? Why less strength in today's class? Sunil, can you hear me, Sunil? Okay. Students, in last class, you all attended assessment. How you felt the questions were easy? I had asked general questions. The questions were easy? Respond, at least
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
yes
Yes, ma'am.
or no. At least yes or no you can tell, no? Student, can you see the screen? I'm sharing the screen. Can you see?
Ah,
Yes,
yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, students, in last class we have seen valid and invalid inputs. Yes, students.
Ma'am, can you explain that again, ma'am?
Who is that? Yaradu? I'll explain, but I didn't get who is that. Rizwana? Okay. Yes, students, in last class we were seeing the types of input and types of valid valid and invalid inputs. So in that we have seen the program to sort a given number. So students, I told this program we are writing for the static numbers. If you say we are writing for the static numbers, then the set of numbers will not change. Correct, no? The set of numbers will not change. Whenever you execute the program, it will display if you want the output in ascending order, it will display ascending order. If you want the output in descending order, it will display the descending order. Here, the valid inputs are A and D. If you click A, the output, it will display the numbers in a ascending order. If you click D, then it will display the output in a descending order. Other than A and D, whatever the character you press, then that will be a invalid input. Correct, no? Why? Because the compiler knows only A and D value. If you are giving an input other than A, then the compiler doesn't know. Then it will display the error message, or it will display the message that is the input whatever you have given, that's invalid, or the system or the program has encountered a invalid input. If you are giving input A, it will display ascending order list. If you give input D, it will display descending order list. Other than A and D, if you press suppose C or B or F or G or Z or X, whatever the other input you give, then for that it will display the error message, input invalid input. So that will be the invalid input. So this is valid and invalid inputs. Understood? Somebody asked me to explain now. Understood? Tell yes or no. Yes, students. Yes, students, in last class we had seen the two requirements. The first requirement was find the maximum of two number, and the second requirement was to sort the number in ascending and descending order. Those two were the requirements. In the first requirement, there was no ambiguity, but in the second requirement, there was an ambiguity. What was the ambiguity? Whether I have to display the number in ascending or descending. Correct, no? Respond. Is my screen is
Yes, ma'am.
visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in last, so if you give the input value A, it will display the output in ascending order. If you give the input value D, then it will display in a descending order. Other than A and D, whatever the input you give, that will be considered as a invalid input to sort a given number. That's what I have written here. The A and D are considered as a valid inputs. Other than A and D, whatever the values you give, that will be considered as a invalid input statements. So this is about valid and invalid inputs. Next, correctness versus reliability. This also we have seen what is correctness and what is correctness? How we say the program is correct? How we say the program is correct? Go back to your diagram, this flow chart. Students, this diagram. See, if the output means the observed behavior. Output means the observed behavior is matching with the desired behavior. Then if both are matching, then there is a success in the program. No need to go for the testing. If these two are not matching, if these two are not matching, then there will be a failure in the program. If these two are matching, then there will be a success in the program. See, I'll give one simple example. You tell your mother that today I want biryani. Yes, that is your desired behavior, desired food. But if your mother prepare rice dal, the observed behavior. If your mother prepared rice dal is the observed behavior. You wanted biryani. But the observed food is rice. Yes, students, you may think this example is simple, but to make you understand, this is a correct example. The observed behavior is this rice dal, but the desired behavior is, desired means what we are wishing is biryani. If these two are matching, then there is a success. If these two are not matching, then there is a failure. Now in this scenario, these two are matching. In this scenario, these two are matching. No, it is not matching, because my desire is biryani, but my mother prepared rice dal. So there is a failure. So we have to go for the test case. Again, launch a complaint to your father. Then your father will try to rectify the mistake from your mother. So then next time, if your mother prepares biryani, then both are matching. Correct, no, students? Both are matching, then you will get a success in the program. So this is simple. Why we go for testing? This is a simple reason. If the output is not matching with my wish, or if the output is not matching with my desire, then we go for testing. So coming back to our topic, the correctness. So when we say the correctness, when we execute a program, if the output is according to our desire, then we say the program doesn't have any errors. The program is correct. So next, if our program has any error, if my desire is not matching with my observed behavior, then we'll come to know that the program has some error. That's why we are not getting the desired output. Then we have to go for testing. Yes, students, you're understanding now, or you have any doubt or any confusion? No. So if the program has any error, if it is not matching with our desired output, then we go for testing. Again, in last class we have seen these two definitions of software reliability. Reliability is nothing but we don't want any failure in the software. There also we have seen two scenarios, that is based on the given time interval, under some condition the software should work, and based on some environment environment means, in last class I gave example, the environment maybe depends on the software which we use. My project, if you install Spider, then it needs 8 GB of memory. needs 8 GB RAM. But can you install the same software on Pentium 4? No, you cannot. So to install that also, it should support, it needs a supporting environment. If the environment is not supporting, then definitely that software is not going to work. So here we have two definitions of software reliability. The reliability means the probability of failure-free operations of software. Whatever the software we purchase, we don't want any failure. If the software has failure, then it is difficult for us to use that software. That's why we don't want failure or error-full software. We want a error-free software and failure-free software. Operational file. So in testing and all, we told my desired output should match with my observed output should match with the desired output. All this when we'll decide, when we know the operation, when we know the logic. See students, when you know the logic, only then you are able to write a program, you are able to write the test cases. Without logic, you cannot write any program, you cannot test any of the test cases. Because if you know the mathematical logic, only then you can predict. You'll be knowing this may be the, you can write the desired output. Yes, if you know the mathematical logic, only then you can write the desired output. If you don't know the desired output, then how you will come to know the observed output is matching with the desired output? To know that, this operational logic is very important. This operational logic is very important. An operation profile is a numerical description of how the program is used. Simple interest example I gave. Simple interest, if you don't know how the formula, how you will calculate the simple interest? No, you cannot. Largest of two numbers. If you don't know the logic of largest of two numbers, then how you will calculate? How you will display the output? To sort two numbers. If you don't know the logic of sorting numbers, or to sort a set of numbers, if you don't know the logic, how you will get the output? So the base of this, all this testing, all this programming is this operation, this mathematical formula, mathematical calculation is very important for this. An operational file is a numerical description of how a program is used or how the program is written. See the same example. Consider a sort program, which on how the means. When you write a sort program, you should know how the program executes. When you'll know how the program executes, when you know the logic. When you know the logic, then only you can explain, you can tell how the program is executing. If you don't know the logic, I don't know the logic, whatever the program, whatever the output it is displaying, I say it is correct only. I'd say it is correct only because I don't know the logic. I don't know how the program is going to work. I don't know how the program executing. So this mathematical operation is very important to write any program or to write any test case. Some operational file input probability, numbers means you can give 0.9, 0.9 is also a number. A numeric string may contain character or not numeric, alphanumeric. Alphanumeric string may contain characters and numbers both. If you say numbers only, then it contains only the digits. It contains only the numbers. If you say alphanumeric, it contains both characters and numbers. Both characters and, see again the same example. Same. What is the difference between this example and this example? See here, number only, then 0.9. Alphanumeric means 0.1. The same example, the same alphanumeric you can write for this number, because here I'm not writing any character. Here I am not writing any character. If you are writing any character, then you cannot write for this alphanumeric this as a example. Here in alphanumeric string, here 0.09. To this number, you can also add some character also. So the meaning of this is numbers only means it should have only numbers. Alphanumeric means it can have both alphabet and digits. It can have both alphabets and digits. Testing and debugging. What is testing? When we'll do testing? When we'll do testing? When my observed output is not matching with the, see, from the beginning, from the first class students, I am repeating the same thing. If my observed behavior is not matching with the desired behavior, then we go for testing. In this, anybody have doubt? See, observed behavior is nothing but the output which we are going to get. Desired behavior is output which you are expecting, which you are expecting. So if those two are matching, then there is no need to go for testing, because your program, you are getting a success in the program, there is no error in the program, so no need to go for testing if both are not matching, because the logic what you have written is according to that logic, it should be same. The observed behavior and the desired behavior, both should be same. If both are same, then there is no testing. If both are not same, then there is a testing. If the testing occurs, then next step is we have to debug the program. We have to check where the program went wrong. We have to check where the program went wrong, whether it has a syntax error, whether it has a logical error, whether it has any exception, where I am doing mistake. Where I am doing mistake, we have to see, and once you come to know where is the mistake, then you have to debug the program. Okay, come. Testing and debugging. Testing is a process of determining if a program has any errors. We have to determine, we have to check whether my program has any errors. We have to determine, or we have to check whether my program has any errors. If your program doesn't have any errors, then there is no need to go for debugging. If a program has any error, then we have to go for this debugging. When our testing reveals an error, after testing, when you come to know the error, then the process used to determine the cause of this error and to remove it is known as debugging. So the process or the procedure which is used to determine the cause of the error, means what is the reason for that error, and how to remove that error, why that error has occurred, what mistake I have done, and how to remove that error, how to debug that, how to resolve that error. That process is nothing but debugging. Understood? Testing is a process of determining if a program has any error. Debugging is, it is a procedure or it is a process to determine the cause of this error and remove it. Cause means the reason why the error has occurred. And once you come to know the reason why the error has occurred, then to remove the errors, we have to resolve the errors. That process is nothing but debugging. Yes, students, observe this diagram. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Observe this diagram. See, for today's assessment is this only. You are understood no till now whatever I explained. If you understood, then you are able to answer for this question. You observe this diagram. 2 minutes time I'll give. Two minutes time I'll give. Yes, students, observe the flow chart, observe the diagram, or you can say test and debugging cycle. Observe this. Your understanding is the diagram is clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can see all the fields now. If you are not able to see any of the fields, you please tell me. I'll read out once. Yes. Yes, students, you're getting any idea? You want me to explain? So in this diagram explains testing and debugging process. Testing and debugging process. So here, see this input domain, input. I'll give to explain this. I'll take example of maximum of two numbers only. My first number is 3 and the second number is 8. These are my inputs. 3 and 8 is my input. Construct a test plan. So what is test plan is what is my logic? What I want to test? Whether I want to check largest of two numbers or whether I want to check smallest of two numbers or whether I want to find sum of two numbers. That construct test plan is nothing but that maths, that operational. Yes, with the help of this operational file only, I am going to construct the input test. Correct now, students? With this help, because this contains the logic. What logic, what action I want to perform, whether I want to find out whether these two are equal, whether I want to find whether these two are equal, or whether I want to find whether these two are which is large, which is small, which is large, which is small, or I want to find sum of these two numbers or addition of these two numbers or subtraction of these two numbers. See that what is that I want to perform, that is nothing but a operational file. No, that is operational file is nothing but a logic. Correct? With the help of this logic, I am going to construct the test plan and I execute the program. See, this checking is nothing but a test plan only, no? This is also a test plan, because what is my test plan here? Yes, students. What is my test plan here? I want to check whether both the numbers are equal or not. This is my mathematical logic and this is also my test plan. Correct now? This is my test plan and this is my mathematical logic. Using these two, I construct a test input and I execute the program. After executing, After executing, see, according to the after seeing this, my desired output is these two are not equal. These two are not equal. That is the desired output. Why? Because I know mathematical logic. I know these two numbers are not equal. My desired output is it is not equal. We'll check here. Is behavior as expected? Is the output behavior is as we have expected? Is both are same? No, both are not same. No. Yes. Both are same or not? Yes or no?
No.
No. Yes, no. My expected output is it is not equal. My expected output is not equal.
Yes, ma'am.
Even the behavior is also not equal.
Yes.
Even the output behavior is also not equal. So it is matching. Students, if you have doubt, you tell me now only. As I know the basic mathematics, I know these two numbers are not equal. Correct now? I know these two numbers are not equal. And after executing also, I'll get these two numbers are not equal only. After executing also, I'll get the output, these two numbers are not equal. Means my desired output is matching with my observed output. Correct now? What is in my mind? In my mind, these two are not equal. After executing this program also, the output it is displaying, it is not equal. After executing also, it is displaying the output is not equal. Then the observed behavior is same as the expected behavior. Yes, if it is S, then testing to be terminated. We have to terminate the testing. Yes, we have to terminate the testing. The program should end. The session should end. Because I thought as a developer, I know the logic. I have written the program to check whether these two numbers are equal or not. After executing this program, the output is it is not equal. If I would have got the output, these two numbers are equal. If I would have got these two numbers, these two are equal numbers. Whether these two are equal numbers? Students, tell these two are equal numbers? No. My desired is not, but the expected is equal. Whether these two are matching? Whether these two are matching? Tell these two are not matching, then it will go to this step. Cause of error to be determined now. It is asking whether error has occurred. If error has occurred, then debug the program. Maybe you would have done some syntax error or logical error. Maybe you have done some syntax error or logical error. So once you fix the error, means once you debug the error, then again the file once you debug the error, see here where the link is going. Once you debug the error, in both the cases it is going here only. Again it will check. It will check whether we have to terminate the testing or not. If we resolve the error, if we debug the error, then we have to terminate the testing process. We have to end the session. Again, still if you have not resolved the error, again it will go back. Okay, students, understood? Understood the diagram?
Yes, ma'am.
So next we have test plan. What is test plan? Now I'll give you one small activity. Small activity. You take a book and write a test plan, test plan for your department, MCA department automation. MCA department automation. Students, you have to write, and you have, I'll in Google Classroom, I'll create one your subject folder, and to that you have to send me. So you understood the question? You have to write a test plan. Means what are the, how you want to test your department? How you want to test your department? You have to write the test plan to, for the project or for the application to automate the MCA department. Means you have to write a test cases. You have to write the test cases for your department. When you develop a project to automate the MCA department, what type of testing you want to do on that project? That you have to write. You understood my question, students? Respond. At least in the chat box you can tell, no? Whether you understood my question or not, at least in the chat box you tell. I am giving you one assignment. You have to write a test plan. Why? For what you have to write a test plan? Assume that I have given you a project to develop automation of MCA department. Automation of MCA department is a project. For that project, you have to write the test cases. You have to write the test plan for that project. Understood? What test plan you have to write? So you write, and you in Google Classroom, I'll create one assignment folder, and I'll send a link, and I'll send an invitation. To that you have to respond.
Ma'am, example ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೊಡಿ.
ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. So here a small example, again the same sort a given number. When I say sort a given number, the first ambiguity, the first question comes to our mind is whether it should be in a ascending order or descending order. Correct, no? Whether it should be in a ascending order or descending order. Once the ambiguity is clear, write a program to sort a number in an ascending order. So now the ambiguity is clear. The clear problem statement is you have to write a program to sort a given number in ascending order. Yes? Or if you're still, or if you want to develop a program, it should display it should display a output for both ascending and descending. Or you may say that I'll execute a program. That program should give the output for both ascending and descending. So there I'll take two options. I'll give two options or two types of inputs. If I give A as an input, then it should display the output in ascending order. If I give D, then it should display the output in a descending order. These two are the character requests. Correct? The character requests are A and D. A is for ascending and D is for descending. Other than this, if you give any other input, then if R has encountered, if R as a typed character, then it should display invalid input. It should display invalid input, and your program should display if your program has, and your program should not take empty input also, no? When we are saying numbers in ascending and descending order, then it should have some numbers. It should not the program will not execute for empty input. Correct now, students? It should have some numbers. Only then we'll get the output. See, these are the possibilities, test case possibilities. Your program should not have a empty input sequence. And other than R, other than A and D, if you give any other character, then it should display the error message. Then it should display the error message. If you press R, if you press X, if you press D, if you press W, then your program is giving some output, means then you have to report to the company that the program has error. If it is displaying the correct error message, if your program is displaying the correct error message, then you are getting a success in the program. There is no error in the program. Even though if you are giving a invalid input, for the invalid input also you are getting the output without any error message. Then you have to think that there is a failure in the program, so you have to report to the company. So similarly, you write a test case for your automation of MCA department. Data. How the data is, when I say write a program to find a largest of two numbers, then how the input data should be? The input data should be a non-zero number. Input data should be a non-zero number, and it should not have a character. Correct? No? That should be my input. When you are saying to find the largest of two numbers, and you are giving a input, when you are giving a character input, then there is no use. Then you don't know how to execute your program. What is the problem statement? Then definitely you will not get the expected output. So when you write a program, the input is also very much important, and the output is also very important. And see here one more example. Here the list test data. A is a character, and and here the set of numbers. Here what happens? To test the data, here what is the meaning of A? The meaning of A is the output should be in a ascending order. And the numbers are 12, minus 29 and 32. 12, minus 29 and 32. And the expected output is 29, 12, 32. If the desired output, or after executing the program, whatever the output you are getting, if that is matching with this expected output, then whatever the input you have given, that is correct, and your program doesn't have any error. If after execution the output is not matching with the expected output, then we think that there is an invalid input or some error is there in the program. So you have to debug the program. You have to cross check your program. Next we have program behavior. Students, program behavior, I'll do it in the next class, or still time is there. Okay, I'll do. What is behavior? What is the general meaning of behavior? Yes, students, what is a general meaning of behavior?
Character.
Character.
Action.
Huh? What is behavior? Program behavior.
How it performs.
Okay. And
Working.
any answer?
Working.
Hmm?
How it works.
How
Working.
it works? Yes. How it works? What is how it is executing? How it is behaving? That so how it is executing? That is nothing but a program behavior. See here. Here I have taken one small exam. I have taken one small example. I have taken one small example. In this example, I have taken three numbers. Three numbers. See students, the program behavior may show in natural language, in state diagram, and in mathematical specification also. Yes, the program behavior means how the program works, how the program executes. That you can show in natural language means writing an English statement. You can write, no, you can write story. Write a program to find largest of two numbers, full stop. Take two number as an input and check whether both the numbers are, whether whether x is greater than b or not. If that condition is true, then that value will be, the greater value will be assigned to z, and else then x value will be assigned to z. See, whatever I have written in a logical, whatever I have written in a mathematical way. See, this is a mathematical way. Logic is nothing but maths only, no students. The same thing, can you write in a natural language? The plain language, in a English statements? Yes, you can write. So the program behavior you can tell in a plain natural language, and even you can show in a state diagram. In a flowchart also you can show, no? Take input, sorry, start, then take input, check if it is true, one case, if it is false. Yes, this is a pictorial representation, no? Diagram representation. Yes, students, you agree with me? If you write a statement, like you can, the program behavior you can show in a natural language, you can show like this also in a diagram format, and you can also show in a mathematical specification. Yes, you can show, no? Please respond. This is nothing but a logic. Here I am taking three integers, taking a two inputs, x and y. If x is greater than y, means if x is, sorry, not lesser, sorry. If x is not greater, if x is less than y, if x is less than y, means which will be the larger number here? X is less than y. The larger number will be y, no? The larger number will be y. So the y is stored in the variable z. See students, here we are checking largest of two numbers. Here we are checking largest of two numbers and we are storing in the variable z. We are checking largest of two numbers and we are storing that in the variable z. First, if x is less than y, if this condition is true, means x is less than y, assume x is 1 and y is 3. If this condition is true, then 3 will be stored in the variable z. Else x value will be stored in the variable z, and end of if condition, and it will display z as a output. So the program behavior you can show or you can specify in a plain natural language, and you can also show in a state diagram, and you can also show in a formal mathematical specification. Formal mathematical specification. A state diagram specifies program state and how the program changes its state on an input sequence and output. Here it is output, and by mistake I have written input. So here the state diagram is showing how the input is taking, and after taking the input, how the mathematical here this is a start. After start, then how the input is taking, and once we take a input, then what operation it is performing, and if that mathematical operation is success, if it is true, then it will display the output. If it is false, then it will display the output based on the false condition. Whatever the output you want to display, it will display, and at the end, after displaying this, it will end the program. So here we are showing the behavior in the pictorial form. Here we are showing the behavior in a mathematical form. Understood, students? I'll stop here. On program behavior. One more example I want to explain, that I'll explain in the next class. Students, you clear with this example? Any doubt? If you have any doubts, please tell me. If you have any doubts, at least you can you write in the chat box. Yes, students, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No doubts. Okay, students. I'll take attendance.